Now, a hospital has apologised to a Wiltshire couple after their 4-year-old son died there following heart surgery. Stephen and Yolanda Turner from Warminster say low standards at Bristol Children's Hospital contributed to the death of 4-year-old Sean. They're calling for a public inquiry into conditions at the hospital. BBC Wiltshire's Annie Weston has been to meet them today.
Sean was born with a complex heart condition. He had a major heart operation soon after he was born, and another one at 9 months. Sailed through those absolutely fine, and he was expected to have his third and final stage of the surgery, which was Fontan operation, around the age of 3 or 4. You wouldn't know he had a heart condition. He was a normal, active, happy little boy, into mischief all the time. The only thing, he would get tired quicker than his friends. So if you were out on a walk, he couldn't keep up and he'd need to use his buggy. When he got cold, he would look quite blue around the lips and his hands and feet. So other than that, perfectly normal, happy little boy. He used to believe he was Spider-Man. He would climb everything, jump off things. He was into mischief. He was always herring off down the lane on his bike. He was a really outdoors boy. He'd just started school and he was really, really enjoying school.
So he went into hospital for the final operation.
We were told it had gone really well. There hadn't been any issues or problems and everything was looking good.
Then what happened after that point? Because you have a number of issues that you're not happy about with the hospital and how Sean was treated.
Sean was transferred out of intensive care one day after his surgery, which we were concerned about, but were assured that he was going into high dependency bed, so would be quite safe. And he appeared quite stable at that point, but very quickly, within 3 days, Sean really was unwell, and he had a build-up of fluid around his heart and on his lungs and had to be rushed back into theatre. He was transferred back to the ward, which again we weren't happy with, and that night he had his first major incident on that ward. It didn't appear high dependency, there didn't appear to be enough staff giving enough time to Sean. He was really unwell. When the alarms went off, nobody would ever come in response to those alarms. We'd have to go looking for nurses.
And then what happened after that time?
Sean did spend 11 days in intensive care after that incident and was then transferred back up to Ward 32. Again, we aired our concern. Again, we were reassured that he was going to a high dependency bed. Within 4 days, Sean was deteriorating. He was being sick. He had a high heart rate, low oxygen sats. He was in pain. We were asking what was wrong. We were just being told that he'd had major heart surgery. What were we to expect? You know, give it a few days, he'll pick up again. But we were saying, no, there's something seriously wrong with him, and we were being ignored, totally ignored. And then on the 5th morning, when they agreed that they needed to do something, they had to have a meeting first, and before they could start their tests on Sean, he had a cardiac arrest in my husband's arms. And they rushed him off to theatre. He had 250 mils of fluid around his heart, 150 on his lungs. This hadn't been picked up on the ward. You know, this was the cause of his pain. And he was then transferred into intensive care, but he was very critically ill at this point. He'd swollen up. Sean went on a further 4 weeks before he died.
And in front of you here, you have a big long list of all the things that you're not happy that the hospital... We've got a statement here from the Bristol Children's Hospital saying Sean Turner was a seriously ill child with unusually complex congenital heart disease. Our clinical team did their best for him, making clinical decisions about how best to treat and care for him on an hour-by-hour basis as his condition changed. What do you make of that?
Sean was not a seriously ill child when he went into hospital. It was planned surgery. If he hadn't have gone in, he would still be here. He became critically ill because of their lack of care on the ward and his 2 major incidents, along with them not being able to manage his complications. We don't understand why they didn't look for outside help for Sean. We asked for a second opinion and they refused to take the second opinion up that we had with Great Ormond Street. You know, we just want to know why.
And how has this affected you as a family?
It's very difficult. I mean, he was our little boy and we are struggling without him.
Yeah, he's a big miss. Sean is a big miss. He was a massive character. He was loved by everybody. The school loved him. Everybody loved Sean. And he is a massive miss.
Stephen and Yolanda Turner from Warminster talking earlier today to BBC Wiltshire's Annie Weston. Well, a spokesperson for the Bristol Children's Hospital has said it cares for sickest children needing complex procedures, but has a third best mortality rate among the current 11 surgical centres in England. 1% of 1 to 15-year-olds die after surgery there. They say a review of Sean's care is being carried out and changes are being made to working practices. It also has apologised to Mr and Mrs Turner. Staff have been in regular contact with them and are now looking into the family's questions and will respond to them privately. It's BBC Wiltshire, 21 minutes past 5.